Hello friends, welcome to this lecture on random variables. So far we have studied the definition of properties, probability and properties of probability, and we have seen examples of sample space, both finite and infinite. We have seen how to compute probability on finite sample spaces and on countable sample spaces. So today I am going to talk about a probability, a random variable. A random variable on a probability space is a real valued function that associates with each outcome a real number. So it is a function with domain S, and this function satisfies a property such that which is written over here, that for every real number y, if you look at those points in that domain or those outcomes for which xw is greater than y, then it is an event. That means it belongs to the sigma field or to this collection. This is the collection of events. So this condition is similar to what we call measurable functions in real analysis or advanced analysis. For example, you can check this book by Royden and check the definition of measurable function. You will see it is one and the same. So a real valued random variable is actually a real valued measurable function defined on a probability space. A simple random variable is a random variable where the range is finite with probability 1. That means it takes finitely many values with probability 1. So I have given two examples. One is a coin is tossed and x is the number of heads. So since x is the number of heads, so it could be either 0 or 1 depending upon the outcome. So if the outcome is a tail, then it is 0, and 1 if it is a head. Therefore it is a simple random variable because it has two outcomes, 0 and 1. In this way, if I toss a coin 10 times and look at the number of heads, then it will be 0 if all the outcomes are tails, and it would be 1 if one of those tosses are heads, rest are all tails. In this way it could be 10 if all the outcomes are heads. So these are examples of simple random variable which takes finitely many values. Now next comes a discrete random variable. A discrete random variable is one which takes at most countably many values. That means a simple random variable will be a discrete random variable. But there we can give examples of a random variable that takes countably infinitely many values. That will not be a simple random variable. So that would we call a discrete random variable. So here I have given one such example. A coin is tossed until the first head occurs, and x denotes again the number of heads. So the number of tails in this case preceding the first head. So I can ask you to find out the values of x over here. So what is the sample space over here? Sample space is head if the first toss results in a head, or it could be tail head, or it could be tail head, or it could be tail head. In this way, can you find out the outcome, last outcome? No, we have argued this, that this is an infinite set, because we cannot guarantee that after certain many tosses we are sure to get a head. We cannot give that guarantee. So what will be xh? Xh will be equal to 0. What would be xth? You are counting the number of tails, t's, right? 1 x tth, it will be 2, in this way, right? So it will continue like this. So if I have got n, if I have got n tails preceding the first head, then it would be n, and so on. So this random variable will take the range of this random variable variable is the set of all non-negative integers 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. So therefore this is a discrete random variable, but this is not a simple random variable. Now we come to the concept of probability distribution of a random variable. Whenever I have a random variable x on a probability space, I can ask what is the probability that the random variable takes any specific value. So this stems here. I would write that what is the probability, say x is equal to some number y. What is this probability? Or I can ask that what is the probability that x is between two numbers a and b, right? So we can ask this question. So such probability test statements are referred to as the probability distribution of the random variable. So in general, of course, by probability distribution we mean probability that x is in a set B where B is any Borel set, is a Borel set. I am sure you must have come across the Borel set. It is a member of the Borel sigma field, that which is in turn the smallest sigma field generated by all open sets. You can say by all open intervals, you can say by all open semi-open interval, and so on. So in general, when we talk about probability distribution, we want to know all these probabilities. But there is a result which we prove actually in measure theoretic probability, that to know all this you actually do not have to compute these probabilities, that is probability x in B for every Borel set. It is enough to compute probability x between in two numbers a and b. If you can compute that, then that is good enough, because the intervals a b generate the Borel sigma field. Now to do that, we define a function called a distribution function. So what is the distribution? So I have defined this distribution function over here, and I will highlight it for you. So what I am saying over here, this is the probability that x is less than equal to y, where y is any real number. So now as you vary y, this probability will change. So we have a function in y. So we are calling it the distribution function. Now I leave it as an exercise for you to prove that probability of this probability is actually equal to f of b minus f of a. Now hence you have to define two events. A, the first event, that xw is less than or equal to, so I'll just copy it from here, xw is less than or equal to b, and okay, I'll make this less than or equal to b greater than a, the thing that is written over here, this event, and let's say b is equal to, I'll copy this, probability x is less than equal to a. So b is another event, a. Now I will ask you hints. What is a union B equal to. So I'll ask this question. So this is the answer. And do you what is A intersection B equal to? And then recall property 2. Property 2. Property. Huh? Sorry. So this would be recall property 2. So this will be the if A and B are two disjoint sets, then probability of A union B is probability of A union probability of B. So this additive property of probability will give you this result. I'll leave it here today, and we'll continue about different types of random variable. There is one more called continuous random variable in the next